I'm thrilled to have Lyndsey Hannah here with me today. Let's dive in and get to know her better. Lyndsey, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am a native of Indianapolis, Indiana, spent the majority of my life living in the Midwest.
Okay.
And as much as I love my hometown and the Midwest core values that it taught me, I was ready for a place that didn't snow. So I decided to pack up alongside with my family, and we moved from Indianapolis to the Phoenix area about 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So I've been in HR for 14 years now, but I've been a business owner for about 10 months. And I decided to make the switch because it felt more in alignment with who I am as a person and what I believe in for HR.
Sure.
I'm a big advocate of anybody can change the world. It only takes one person with one idea, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Nice. You ready for the questions?
Let's do it.
What's the most rebellious thing you did as a teenager that you never admitted until now?
So here's the funny thing. I am like the most straight-laced person you've ever met, which is kind of funny given what I do for a living.
Yeah.
That I'm supposed to be a rule enforcer, but yet I'm one of the people who goes completely against all standard HR beliefs.
Oh.
So I'm more of a rebel as an adult than I ever was as a teenager.
Nice.
My brother was the rebel in the house, and for the sake of my mother, we only gave her one.
Oh. If money wasn't an issue, what's the one thing you'd spend your life doing?
If money was never an issue, I would, in addition to changing the world through the world of work, I would probably own an animal sanctuary and help take care of all the animals who have been abused, neglected, forgotten about. I would be the crazy cat lady on an island that does all her business online. Yeah, I would totally be that person.
So I assume that you like cats?
I am an animal person. Cats more than dogs, mostly because I'm allergic to dogs.
Oh.
I love dogs. They just don't love, my body doesn't love them back.
Shoot.
But I love anything that has more legs than me.
Okay. Yeah. What is your biggest addiction?
My biggest addiction is probably soda, and I am currently working really, really hard to quit. So I've gone from maybe 5 or 6 years ago doing 100 ounces of soda a day. I'm now down to like 7.
Okay. Yeah.
So working on the process, but it is indeed hard, and I am hoping, fingers crossed, to be done by the end of the year.
Nice. What's the most awesome thing you've ever done outside of business?
I think when I think about the most awesome thing, it's not about what happened to me. It's about my ability to impact others, which is what I do in my business, but also what I do in my regular life. Like it's not there's no line for me. So I think a lot of it has to do with helping other women find their voice.
Okay.
And helping them to understand that, I was raised in a very, traditional gender roles kind of family where women stayed home and cooked and cleaned and did the house, and I don't do any of those things. So kind of being in that position of really helping women find their voice and decide what makes sense for them, what is their purpose, whatever it may be. And for some people, that purpose is doing those things, and that's totally fine. But for folks who are going, this doesn't feel in alignment for me, being able to support people in finding their voice and doing what they were put here to do is something that I love doing both personally and professionally.
Okay. Lyndsey, do you have a testimony that you can share with others that you've gone through some difficult times that can probably help other people get through what they're going through?
Yeah, I went through some really hardcore imposter syndrome for probably like 15 years before I finally found my way out of it. So like I said, raised in a traditional gender role, women's role was to be not seen, not heard. Your job was to support the man in your life. And that was just not in alignment for me, but I couldn't figure out how to get in alignment with who I really was because I didn't know who I really was. And so it took me 15 years, a village of people helping me to go through and figure out what my real purpose was. Why did God put me on this planet? What am I supposed to do? If it takes you a little longer, that's okay. It's more about doing it right than doing it fast. But knowing who you are is one of the greatest gifts that you can have in life. And that feeling of I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing is the greatest feeling ever once you get there.
What makes you happy?
This is going to sound kind of backwards, but what makes me happy is to see other people smile. And not that like fake grin where we're like, yeah, everything's great. See how big? No, like that genuine smile that you get when you are genuinely in a good place. I love seeing other people have that smile.
What's one thing you've learned about love or friendship that you wish you've known sooner?
I think it's important to know that there are different kinds of friends. There are friends who are there for a reason. There are friends who are there for a season. And there are friends who are there for a lifetime. And not everybody is the lifetime kind of friends, and that's okay. So knowing where people fall in your life and allowing people to be who they were there to be and exit when they need to exit and realize it's not that you did anything wrong. Those just weren't lifetime friends, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. What's the most unique food or drink you've ever tried while traveling?
Oh gosh. It's probably something I don't even know I tried. So when I travel internationally, I try really hard not to read the labels and just look at what looks and smells good and give it a try. So I've probably tried some really crazy things that I have no idea because I didn't read the little label or sign or whatever to see what it was.
Yeah. Oh gosh. What's your guilty pleasure travel snack?
Goldfish crackers. Oh. My inner 5-year-old comes out when I travel, and I love having some packs of goldfish crackers whenever I travel, because I can't eat peanuts, which is what they serve on most airlines, right? Because I'm allergic to nuts. Uh-huh. So I carry my own for the airline and then have my own just in the event that I needed them.
Nice. If you had to get a tattoo right now, what would it be and why?
Oh, I'm terrified of needles, so there would have to be some serious conning to get me to get a tattoo. But it would probably just be something very small, likely something that represents my Irish heritage, and in a place where nobody would see it normally, because, HR, we have a certain look we have to, or at least we're supposed to have a certain look that we have to maintain, so it would probably be someplace that would normally be covered.
Makes sense, yeah. What's the most embarrassing thing you did as a kid that your family still teases you about?
Oh, I don't know that it's embarrassing, but the only thing my family still teases me about is the way I treated my little brother when he was brought home from the hospital. So when my little brother was born, I was 3 years old and I had the chicken pox.
Oh.
And I was an only child on both sides of the family. So it's my parents' only kid. I was the only grandchild on both sides of the family. I was the only niece for my aunt. Like, I was the only everything. And I'm just going to own it. I liked it. It was a really lucrative gig at the holidays, at my birthday. I loved it. And I did not want a sibling. And so when my brother came home from the hospital, they put him in his crib one night and I snuck into his room all chicken poxed out and was like, I don't want a sibling. And I admittingly tried to get rid of my little brother when he was a baby. Now he and I are much closer. Relationship is much better. But at the time, I was like, I do not want a sibling.
Wow. Did he get the chicken pox?
He did not until he was like 8 when he got them. So my mission failed. But that's all right. It worked out in the long run.
Oh. Lyndsey, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to spend it here with me. Can you give me a 30-second commercial about your business and how people can connect with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am the owner of Northstar HR, based here in the Phoenix area. You can find me on social media under either Northstar HR or Northstar HR AZ. So I support businesses of all sizes and all things people. So for smaller businesses, those that don't have their own in-house HR, I do fractional HR, basically outsourced HR, providing all those resources to small business. And for folks that are a little bit larger, maybe have their own HR department, I support projects, including mergers and acquisitions, transitions involving benefits, compensation, things like that.
How can people connect with you?
Social media is probably the best way. Again, Northstar HR or Northstar HR AZ, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for the next one.